in the room. As ever, got about 20 minutes here with Renee to look ahead to our game against Villa on Sunday. We'll begin here in the room with yourself, James, from Sky.
Hi Renee, how's everyone returned after the international break?
It was good to see everyone again, back in the building. Everyone seems healthy. We had players on the pitch today, good session. Obviously it's been different international windows for everyone. There's a couple with just training games, there's a couple with competitive games with positive results, and a couple with the results that they didn't want it. So they all come in with different entries, but we try to get them back to the Arsenal way as quick as possible.
And you'll remain in charge for the next block of games until the winter break. How do you feel about that?
Like I've said before, I'm happy to contribute to the team. I was really happy in the role I was contributing in before, and now I'm stepping in doing this. But again, I think we're such a big group of people doing a really good job, both players and staff. So I want to highlight everyone. So yeah, I enjoy the role. I enjoyed the other role as well. I enjoyed the togetherness of Arsenal at the moment.
It doesn't create then uncertainty, the lack of knowing what's to come in the new year?
No, not for me personally, and I can't sense that in the team either. If you look at the past block that we've played, I think it was a strength of ours to be in the present, be in the moment, because we don't know about tomorrow, we don't know about the future, we have to be in the here and now, and I think that's helped us in the last block. So I think for us, we've turned it into a strength in the team.
Would you like the role permanently?
This question always comes up in the press conferences again.
Sorry.
Yeah, new blog, same. Yeah, I understand the question. I enjoy it at the moment. I don't know about the future. I just do everything I can in my role at the moment.
Why do you think you've been so successful in such a short space of time?
I think as a group we've highlighted what we wanted to do, and again I think the players have been taking big ownership, been holding themselves and each other accountable for a lot of things. So we've tried to facilitate and lead that process, but again, big credit to the group of players, what they've done.
And what's the big thing you tried to instill in just a short space of time in terms of your coaching philosophy?
There's a couple of things in the group dynamics that we try to work with, really feel a sense of togetherness and relatedness. We want the players to feel competent and confident. That's something that's important, I think, in performing. And then there's been a couple of tactical details we've been emphasizing for the players.
Can that team spirit be almost more important than the tactical side of things sometimes in a group?
I think in a perfect world, it's all working well, and you're good in all those areas. And I think a team like Arsenal needs to be good in at all those areas, because we want to be competing for the top spots in WSL, and we want to be competing in Europe. So I think you need to be good at all of those things, yeah, on a consistent basis.
Right now you are competing. Sunday it's Aston Villa at the Emirates, a projected crowd of 30,000. How big an impact does that have on performance, motivation, excitement in the group?
Well, there's an energy in the group, and there's an energy in the stands as well. And I think energy to energy brings more energy. So I think we try to make each other stronger. And I know how much it means for the players stepping out to the pitch and seeing the fans, hearing the songs. Yeah, so I think everyone's looking forward to it, to play on Sunday again at Emirates.
We've seen the women's games being played at the men's stadiums bring complications around the fixture schedule. Do you think overall the positives outweigh the negative?
Yeah, it's a process still. Like we don't have two stadiums, so we're very happy that we share a fantastic stadium. So yeah, like I said before, it was a bump in the road, this clash of fixtures. But I think over time, if you look at what Arsenal does for women's football and what they've been doing, how much they've been pushing, been helping to grow the sport for a long time. Bump on the road, analysing, move forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, James. Tim.
Hi Renee, can I ask more specific kind of injury questions? Saw Leah Volti, surgery over the break, and Steph Catley pulled out of the last Australia game. What's the prognosis for Leah? How long she might be out for, and will Steph be available for Sunday?
Leah is recovering well, still in Switzerland. We'll see when she comes back. Steph Catley in the building, trained today, full session, looked good.
And on a couple of kind of longer term absentees for different reasons, Victoria Pelova, saw her with her international teammates over the break. and Amanda Illerstedt, I think, back in the building again. And I wonder if there are, update or timelines on those two players as well.
They're both progressing really well. It's nice to have Amanda back in the building together with a little baby. So it's a nice addition, I think. It brings a new dynamic in the restaurant. Amanda was out on pitch today. It's still it will take some time. So it takes time to build this up. It's a big happening to a female body to give birth. So, but she's doing really well. And the time frame, there's no specific time frame that I can share with you guys now. For Vick, she was training with us. We had a couple of players in during the international break, and Vick did some bits of sessions with the rest of the players, which was very positive.
And can I ask about Aston Villa as well, and the type of threat you're expecting from them, and a team that, for obvious reasons, I think gets the ball in the box quite a lot, and perhaps managing that threat from out wide?
I think Aston Villa is a great team. I think if you look at their results, it's been 1 goal differences in the results apart from the Brighton game. They always make it hard for their opponents, and like us, they have strong game changers that they bring in onto the game, so they're also strong at the end of games. So I think it's definitely an opponent that we don't want to underestimate. I think it's a very strong opponent. All opposition is good in WSL. I think it's been developing massively, but Aston Villa in particular. So it's a good opponent we're going to play against on Sunday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers, Tim. Okay.
Hi Renee, nice to see you. You said last month around this head coaching situation that you think it would be better for the club if a permanent solution was found. So the fact that we're still in kind of this interim situation, how long do you think we can kind of persist with the interim?
Well, obviously, permanent manager over time. That's I think best for the club, obviously. But like I mentioned before, the phase we're in and the reality we're in, we're actually trying to turn into something very positive for us, and that's being in the here and now, and that's being living in the day, because we don't know about tomorrow. And I think everyone's been very professional, both players and staff. But also, obviously, we need to plan ahead because we don't know when the permanent manager will be there. So we have been planning for this block. We need to. We can't just live day by day. So, that's the balance we try to find. But everything we communicate to the players is about what we need to do today.
You said you weren't sure whether you would like the job. What kind of factors are you weighing up in your mind to help you make a decision where you would be sure one way or the other?
Oh, this is all thoughts that are living in my head, and when I come home at night, that's when they pop up, and a million other things. So nothing to talk about at the moment, I think.
And I understand you're tired of these questions, but as a head coach of the club at the moment, you are the figurehead, you are the face of the club to an extent. Do you think it's fair on supporters almost, even, that there is still so much uncertainty around that kind of figurehead role?
Yeah, no, good question. I think it's hard for me to get into the supporter perspective. I just see what we are doing in the building, and I can say with all my heart that all the work that we're putting in from everyone, from, like I've said it before, player, staff, everyone involved has been on such a high level. So I don't think anyone needs to worry about that on the outside. But then, of course, I don't know the perspective of how you see it and perceive it on the outside. But on the inside, we're very comfortable and very confident about the situation.
And we've talked about whether you would like the job. Have you been giving any indication from the club whether you would be in the running for the role?
My communication with the club has been very good. We have constant communication, and I know that the club is doing a really good job to try and appoint the right manager for the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kate. Helen.
Yeah, nice to see you, Renee. Another block. We've got another block with you, which is great. Because I think we enjoy your press conferences a lot. One of the things, we were just speaking to Beth just beforehand, and she said something that we kind of noticed when we've been to the training session. She said there's a lot more laughter at the moment. And I wonder how you're engendering that. Are you like cracking jokes? Or
No, I'm not a joker, no.
They do look more, upbeat.
Yeah, it's like they have to enjoy what they're doing, because I think that's when you get the best out of yourself wherever you are in life, whatever you do. So that's what we try to create. So we think about the way we coach, the kind of drills that we design, what's our energy, what do we reinforce, what do we not reinforce. So we try and use all these different tools to create an environment. So we try to facilitate, but then in the end it's the players feeling comfortable and feeling that they want to create a certain environment, and that's what they've been doing really well. But obviously just laughter is not going to win us games. It's all very serious as well.
It's infectious though, isn't it?
Yes, behaviors are infectious, so that's I believe in that strongly. So, but we work really hard on the pitch. But I think if you enjoy something, you tend to work even harder and feel more motivation.
She also said that because she's doing her coaching badges, she's been watching you even more and maybe looking at the game slightly differently, which is helpful for her. So if you were going to give your 3 qualities as yourself as a leader, what would be the 3 that you would describe yourself as a leader?
Direct and honest. This is like an interview. Yeah. I think togetherness is very important, to have people engaged and involved. And I'm also a winner. I want to try and win things. Yeah.
Sandra.
Hi, Renee. I hope you're well. Just going back to the stadium topic, I mean, how do you feel the experience of playing at the Emirates this season, more of the games at the Emirates, the league games certainly, and the Champions League, versus Boreham Wood? How's it been for you and for the players? How do you find it?
Well, from a perspective of being professional athletes and trying to get maximize performances, the Emirates is brilliant because we have all the facilities. We can prepare the players in the best possible way. We have all the equipment, rooms, facilities, everything is there for the players to perform. I think Boreham Wood was great. I think what I like with Boreham Wood is the intimacy of the stadium, but the facilities and the dressing room, it was all very small, so it was always trying to fit everything in, and it worked, and it's going to work against Bayern Munich as well. But yeah, from a professional sports perspective, the Emirates is brilliant for us, and then obviously also we can have more fans in the stadium, so we can share the experience with more people.
Given what you said earlier about the bump in the road of having to move the game, the last Champions League game, due to the fixture clash, I mean, have you, behind the scenes of the club, have discussions about contingency plans if something like this happens in the future? I mean, will it always be that matches will be moving back to Bournemouth if there is a clash?
Well, I think hopefully not in the future. I'm not the one in these discussions, but I'm quite sure that there's other people in the club working with these questions, or I am sure that it's happening at the moment, yeah.
And just in general, just for so just in terms of the experience of playing more of these games, would you hope that the club might look to make the Emirates the permanent home for Arsenal in terms of WSL games beyond this season?
Well, I think it's great, yeah. So if you want my personal opinion, I think it would be very good. Again, from a maximizing performance perspective, but also growing the women's game and sharing a football game with as many people as possible. Thanks.
Thanks, Sandra. Jamie.
Hi, Renee. Just the one from me today. It's been a week of mixed emotions for a lot of the players that have been in those Euro qualifiers. Sweden and Norway are progressing, but McCabe and Ireland not getting through. Just wonder how you balance the emotion this week and how it is in general balancing the emotion when it comes to club football, but also these players going away to play for their country.
Yeah, so last block when they came back, there was a lot of positive performances, both individually and on team level. That's when we presented back some of those successes to the players and shared with everyone what everyone had been doing while they were away with the national teams. This time we didn't do that. We felt like there's mixed emotions, part of it, but also we want to go as quick as possible back to what we want to do with Arsenal, because there's so little time, and we had to prioritize the time, and we want to go back to what we are as Arsenal.
Nice. Have you wrapped your arm around McCabe a little bit and said on to the next one, because we know her mentality is so strong, but how's it about kind of getting her back?
Yeah, no, it's emotional for her. Ireland means a lot for her. So exactly that, arm around the shoulder, and not too much talking today, just out on pitch and train football. But yeah, definitely the arm around the shoulder, yeah.
Thanks, Jamie. Robert.
Yeah, I was going to talk about a different subject, really. The Barclays Women's Super League Hall of Fame this week. 3 former players got inducted. Alex Scott, MBE, Julie Flaherty and Steph Houghton, MBE. Just see what your thoughts were on it.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's nice. Always nice when people or players are being recognised for things. Jill, I've played with even in the Arsenal Academy team, so I've known her, seen where she comes from as a young girl. So yeah, no, that's brilliant. That's very positive for them.
They've all gone into the media. Alex has done very well, so it shows the positive side of Arsenal being involved in the media as players if they want to go into this after their careers have ended playing.
Sorry, what was the question?
Just doing the media at Arsenal, how it's opened doors for them when they've retired from playing. The positiveness of it, really.
Of retiring?
Yeah, and then going on to forge a second
Yeah.
career.
So there's a career after?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's also a big part that's been growing in the women's game. That there's like I've become a coach now. I work as a coach. As a retired player, but there's so many different roles at the moment, and I think it's good to get all those ex-players into different roles in women's football to help pushing it forward. I think they bring perspective. They know where it comes from. They have the history, so that's very positive, I think.
Thanks very much. We'll just take one from the call. Tom?
Thank you very much, Dan, and thanks for your time, Renee. I've only got one question, which is just to, can you help us understand or clarify, with your role now extended for this block, will you be involved at all in conversations around the January transfer window? Is that your responsibility, or is that being dealt with by other colleagues at the football club in terms of any business that may or may not be done in or out?
Oh, there's a big team working with this. It's not really part of my role at the moment, but also when I was in my other role, we got asked for some opinions, or we did some assessments on players both internally and externally. So that's the same at the moment. But there's a whole other department working with this question.
Thanks very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. We'll leave it there. Great.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Did you have a-
questions?
Did you have a good break? Did you have a nice break?
Yeah.
Did you see family and stuff?
Yes. Went to the Netherlands.
Will you be able to go there for Christmas as well?
Yeah.
Christmas starts at a different time, isn't it?
In Sweden, we go to Sweden first.
Oh, you go to Sweden.
24th and then 25th.
So you'll have lots of Christmases.
Yes, double.
Fantastic. Brilliant.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Thanks.
See you.
Yeah.
Bye bye.